Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Madisonville Marine. We mentioned it last week. I'm mentioning it this week as well. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the boater in your life, then you need to get in touch with Madisonville Marine. Check them out, madmarine.com, or go down there 411 North in Madisonville, because they have tremendous accessories, boating accessories for, everything a boater could want. Good stocking stuffers for the fisherman, for the ski bum, anything you want, Madisonville Marine. Speaking of bums, Daniel Hood joins us here on the panel. Daniel, welcome in. Glad to have you with us. VFL, first year with us. It's been fun. I'm going to start with you. All right, since these guys had a chance, I'm going to start with you. The Vols look better at the end of the season than they did back in September. Is that a product of improvement, or is that more of a product of your schedule got easier?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think you have to say there's improvement. I think you look at the offensive line, you got Chance Hall coming in playing great minutes. You look at the defensive line, Derek Barnett getting his sack numbers back up from where he was at the beginning of the season. I think there's no way to say that this team didn't improve. And I think the other thing is a big improvement from Team 118, and of course my team 117, is when you're playing teams that you should win and that you should dominate and you should control the game. Tennessee's done it against Missouri. They did it against Vanderbilt. And so I think you're seeing an overall improvement of the team from 17 to 18 to 19.
Good deal. Guys, your thoughts? Will anybody jump in?
Yeah, I agree with Daniel, because I think the offense improved. When you look at the numbers that Tennessee put up against a good, solid Vanderbilt defense, that's pretty impressive, over 500 yards. We mentioned the 331 rushing. And against Missouri, late in the game, when the offense had a chance to help put the game away, they ate up 5 minutes out of the last 6. And that's something Tennessee couldn't do earlier. Did the competition go down a little bit? Sure it did. But I thought the offense played better, it clicked better. I thought overall Tennessee at the end of the year was a better football team.
I just look at this point of view. I thought the coaching staff did improve, because I thought they figured out how to get guys on the field and get playmakers the ball more. So they figured out their team. They figured out who needed to be out there at different times. Kamara getting the ball more. I think they figured out how to work all those guys into the system. I think that improved their offense greatly. Also, the young offensive linemen being able to get in there and play and not be a weakness. And then on the defense, we talk about they played worse competition. They got better against Alabama on the pass rush. Right. Let's just face it. That was an improvement and a shock in itself. And they continued that moving forward. I think Kirkland Jr. getting on the field, he didn't start the first couple of games of the season. He's a great player, going to be a great player here for a long time. So I think you see in every part of this game, the coaching staff, the players in each one of their positions, they got better. This is a much better team than it was at the beginning of the year.
I agree. I think there were times, Bob, in the 80s, sometimes in the 90s, where Tennessee would lose to Florida or Alabama, and then roll the rest of the schedule there at the end, because it was the ne'er-do-wells of the league, and we all said, or everyone said, oh, Tennessee's clearly gotten better. I think that was more of a product of the schedule at times. I agree with these guys. Right. I don't think it's all part of it, but I don't think it's all schedule. I think it's more about the coaches, the players getting better from month 1 to month 3. Your thoughts?
I really thought that your defense took a big jump forward after the Arkansas game. I think since then they've had a couple of lapses. They had a couple of lapses in the late first quarter, second quarter last night. They had a lapse against South Carolina.
Yeah.
But other than that, your defense got a lot better. I didn't think your offense could close the gap with it the way they did. And I think that Missouri and Vandy, yes, you can say that those are half of a team, but it's a pretty dadgum good half that they got. And so I think your offense really closed the gap with your defense. And at the end, the schedule was definitely easier, but I think you definitely got better. And I think Tennessee, to me right now, is a top 20, 25 as I hit my microphone.
Yeah.
I guess people at home go, earthquake.
Here it's like cartoon eyes. Don't do that.
But I think Tennessee now has played its way into where you got to consider them postseason, win a bowl game, and they're a top 25, pushing top 20 team.
Yeah, we had some questions about will they be top 25. No 4-loss team was in any of the top 25 polls last week, but we'll see this week with some more losses around the nation. Also, if they win a bowl game, I think they will be top 25. Daniel, real quick on whatever you were going to say here.
One thing I forgot is talking about the offense improvement. Look at the Vandy game. It's the first game, I think, that we had Alvin Kamara over 120, 130 yards production. You get Hurd over 120 yards production and still have productive Josh Dobbs, and I think 90 yards rushing, 140 yards passing. So hats off to Mike DeVore and finding out how to get those guys the ball.
There was some interesting talk on Twitter yesterday, people saying Evan Berry needs to be used on offense. And I thought, okay, who gets fewer touches? Dobbs, Kamara, Hurd. Yep. Evan Berry is a heck of a player, but I think you've got your horses on offense very quickly. All right, everybody just gets to hit on a quick note here. What does Tennessee need to improve on most before the 2016 season?
Passing game. Throw game. I'm sorry. Throw game.
Throw game.
Okay.
Throw game.
I think depth in general, there are a few spots. The offensive line still, the defensive line, you've got a couple of areas that if you get a guy hurt, it's just like Majid getting hurt this year. How long does it take you to recover? So I think depth still can be worked on.
I'll go throw game 2.
All right.
I'm going to say the entire throw game, from protection to accuracy to getting open from the receivers.
With me, it's Josh Dobbs, and people, I'm seen as the anti-Josh Dobbs guy. I was the pro-Josh Dobbs guy last year. I still think he got a great high upside ceiling, but put about 20 more pounds on him so people aren't biting their nails every time he carries it. And also, a little bit more accurate, as you said, in the throw game, because yesterday Andre Ware during the broadcast said he was more advanced as a passer than Cam Newton was. Andre Ware apparently can't read a media guide because Cam Newton had a 66% completion percentage. Dobbs is around 60. Yards per pass, though, which is such a huge number, Cam Newton was over 10. Josh Dobbs still under 7. Plenty of room to grow there with the accuracy in the throw game. See, it's a little positivity too. We're just going to play nice by Butch Jones today. All right, when we come back, what about Tennessee's bowl game? We got whole other panel to bring out here to talk about volunteer bowl predictions. Come on back.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.